Libra, I want to begin with something honest and important today. As May 26 and 27, 2026 begin unfolding, the universe is opening a doorway toward financial blessing and emotional renewal in your life. That quiet shift you've been feeling inside yourself, the sense that something is finally realigning, is not your imagination. If this message reached you, it happened through timing that feels deeply intentional. What you're hearing is more than another horoscope video. It feels like an echo of something your soul already knew, even during moments when doubt became heavy. You are more prepared for this next chapter than you realize, and the energy surrounding these final days of May carries the feeling of balance slowly returning to your life. Everything begins changing from here. For a long time, you've quietly carried responsibilities while trying to hold peace together for everyone else. You kept hoping, kept pushing forward, and kept waiting for life to soften its grip. And now that opening is finally arriving. This is not a distant promise waiting somewhere ahead of you. The shift is already beginning. Astrologically, Jupiter, the planet connected to abundance, growth, and expansion, is illuminating your second house, the area tied to money, self-worth, and stability. That alone feels like a green light from the universe. At the same time, the crescent moon sharpens your inner clarity, helping you separate intuition from fear and trust from anxiety. The sky is moving in harmony around you, and the path ahead is beginning to open. But this message reaches far beyond astrology. It touches the quiet places inside you that rarely get spoken aloud. The nights you questioned whether your effort mattered, the exhaustion that came from always giving more than you received, the silent prayers you carried alone. None of it went unseen. Spirit witnessed every part of it, and now something is beginning to respond. This is about more than money. It is about restoration. It is the reminder that you were never meant to carry every burden alone or prove your worth through exhaustion. The tarot reflects this through the Star and the Ace of Pentacles, symbols of healing, renewed hope, grounded opportunity, and blessings returning after emotional drought. So pause for a moment, Libra, and truly let yourself feel this. Your relationship with abundance is beginning to change into something calmer, healthier, and more aligned with who you really are. Your role now is no longer endless struggle. It is learning how to receive without guilt. If something inside you recognizes this message, anchor that energy by commenting 777. I welcome balance, abundance, and everything aligned for me. Don't just watch this video and move on. Speak it into existence and allow your own voice to become part of the future you are stepping into. When you comment, you signal to yourself that this message belongs to you personally. You begin claiming a reality that supports your peace instead of draining it. And before we continue, I want to genuinely thank you for being here and sharing your energy in this space. Every comment, every like, every share, and every subscription helps this message reach someone else who may need this same reassurance. Your presence matters more than you know. So stay with me, Libra, because what unfolds next will not only confirm what you've already been sensing, it will expand your understanding of what is possible. You were never meant to spend your entire life surviving. You are here to move into something more balanced, supported, and peaceful than the patterns you've carried before. Take a slow breath, open your heart, and settle into this moment. We are only beginning. Libra, part of you has already felt this shift approaching. Something inside you understands that what once seemed distant is now moving closer with surprising ease. And to understand why this season feels so full of possibility, we need to look toward the stars for a moment. The sky is never silent. It speaks through timing, alignment, and quiet forms of divine orchestration. And right now, Libra, the universe is speaking directly into your life. As May 26 and 27 unfold, Jupiter moves through your second house, the part of your chart connected to income, self-worth, and material stability. This energy does not feel random. It feels precise, almost as though balance is finally returning to the areas where you carried too much pressure for too long. Jupiter does more than bring luck. It brings movement, growth, and expansion wherever it lands. In your case, it is touching the deepest layers of how you relate to money, security, and personal value. This transit is about more than finances alone. It is about healing the old story of scarcity that may have followed you through family patterns, emotional conditioning, or years of believing peace always had to be earned. Now the narrative begins shifting. Instead of believing struggle is required for stability, you are being invited into a gentler truth where receiving can finally feel safe. Jupiter does not simply hand you abundance. It expands your ability to hold it with grace and grow into the version of yourself that no longer fears losing it. This season asks you to honestly examine your relationship with receiving. Have you connected love with exhaustion for so long that ease now feels unfamiliar? Do you still feel tension when life begins flowing naturally? Is there guilt hidden beneath your thoughts about support, success, or prosperity? Jupiter brings these patterns into the light, not to shame you, but to help you rise beyond them. It stretches the places where you once made yourself smaller and pushes gently against the beliefs that kept you surviving on imbalance instead of trust. And it does all of this to open your life towards something greater than what you previously allowed yourself to expect. When Jupiter illuminates the second house, it often aligns with financial growth, career opportunities, and support arriving in unexpected ways. But beneath those visible changes, something even deeper is happening. You are learning how to feel emotionally safe with abundance. You are learning to receive without apology and to believe that prosperity does not have to come through suffering. Because abundance is not a reward for pain, it is part of your divine design. And this is where faith becomes important. Not forced positivity, but grounded trust in what has not fully appeared yet. Faith asks you to believe in possibility before physical proof arrives. Jupiter calls that kind of faith forward from within you. It is not asking you to pretend everything is perfect. It is asking you to remember that you are already worthy and already supported. Your future does not need to repeat the emotional patterns of your past. During this transit, one of the most powerful things you can do is create space in your life for the abundance you've been calling toward yourself. Write your intentions as though they are already unfolding. Speak gratitude before visible results appear. Follow the quiet nudges encouraging you to begin, invest, create, or move forward. Because Jupiter responds to alignment, not hesitation. And alignment means trusting your inner balance more than your old survival instincts. This is more than a fortunate financial season. It feels like a sacred opening where the universe is actively supporting your expansion. So breathe deeply, Libra. You are no longer chasing the universe. You are responding to an invitation that has already been waiting for you. You are moving away from scarcity and into a life that feels calmer, fuller, and more emotionally aligned. And that deep remembering inside your spirit is part of what makes this moment feel so meaningful. As we continue through this message together, slow down and allow yourself to truly feel the energy beginning to settle around you. You've already sensed the turning point Jupiter awakened inside your second house, but now the tarot brings something even more personal into focus. Two cards appeared within the energy surrounding May 26th and 27th, carrying a message for your spirit, your finances, and the future beginning to unfold before you. These are not simply cards, they are reflections of the exact season your soul is stepping into, arriving with remarkable timing. The first card is the star, a symbol that often appears after emotional storms finally begin to settle. It does not arrive loudly or demand attention. Instead, it enters gently, like soft morning light returning after a difficult night. This card tends to appear when your spirit is finally ready to breathe again. The star is not promising that every problem has disappeared overnight. Its message is quieter and deeper than that. It reminds you that healing has already begun beneath the surface, that hope is slowly returning, and that something inside you is starting to soften and realign. The shift happening now is not only external, it is happening within you too. For Libra, this card speaks directly to the emotional weight you've carried while trying to maintain balance in situations that often drained more from you than they gave back. You've moved through uncertainty, financial pressure, emotional exhaustion, and the loneliness that comes from always trying to hold everything together gracefully. Those experiences shaped you, but they never erased your ability to hope for something better. The star becomes confirmation that none of those difficult seasons were meaningless. They became the ground where trust and healing could slowly grow again. This is not forced positivity. It is the kind of healing that forms quietly after life asks you to rebuild yourself honestly. You are no longer searching outside yourself for rescue. A calmer kind of strength is beginning to rise within you, one that understands peace is not something you endlessly chase. It is something you finally allow yourself to receive. And from that softer place, the second card appears beside you, the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, this card often points toward financial blessings, opportunities, support, or greater material stability. But its meaning reaches beyond money alone. The Ace of Pentacles represents a new foundation, a doorway into a life that feels more grounded, aligned, and emotionally sustainable. It signals the beginning of something real finally taking root. This card is the seed breaking through the soil after a long season underground. It is the first visible sign that your prayers, intentions, and quiet hopes are beginning to anchor themselves into reality. And what matters most is not speed, but stability. The soil beneath this new beginning must be strong enough to support lasting growth. Libra, your soil is becoming ready now. The years spent overextending yourself, carrying imbalance, and rebuilding your sense of worth have strengthened you more than you realize. Those experiences prepared you to hold blessings that once may have felt unfamiliar or unsafe. This is not only a new financial chapter, it is a new relationship with abundance itself. Support begins feeling different when it arrives through alignment instead of fear. Shame slowly gives way to clarity, and survival mode begins loosening its grip. You start understanding that receiving can feel peaceful instead of overwhelming. So how will you recognize these energies unfolding around you? The signs will likely appear quietly at first. A message opens a door you did not expect. Someone mentions your name in a place you have never entered before. An opportunity appears connected to a dream you almost forgot you once carried. These are not random coincidences. They are confirmations that your energy is finally aligning with the life your soul has been trying to move toward. You kept choosing love through disappointment, hope through uncertainty, and openness through emotionally empty seasons. That matters more than you know. Because of that, the Star and the Ace of Pentacles are not simply rewards arriving from outside you. They are reflections of who you've become. You are stepping into a version of yourself that no longer questions whether peace, support, and abundance are truly meant for you. Let this settle gently into your spirit. You are not behind, and you have not missed your moment. The energy surrounding May 26 and 27 is unfolding exactly as it should. The message is becoming clearer, and the blessing already knows how to find you. Your season is opening now. Your future is moving closer. And this moment carries the feeling of finally coming home. Libra, by now you've probably started noticing the quiet but undeniable shift happening around you. The stars have already opened a doorway, and the tarot has confirmed that your inner light is returning with more steadiness and clarity. But energy is not only spiritual or invisible. It speaks through your environment, your choices, your voice, and the frequency you carry each day. During this season unfolding around May 26 and 27, One of the most important things you can do is bring your outer world into harmony with the abundance you are calling toward yourself. Numbers and colors begin acting like a language your spirit already understands. Your thoughts, surroundings, and even the way you speak to yourself all carry energy that either opens you toward expansion or keeps you emotionally contracted. The number 777 is more than a symbol of luck. Spiritually, it represents the closing of one cycle and the beginning of another, where support, peace, and abundance begin flowing more naturally into your life. It marks the movement from survival into emotional support and alignment. But signs like this are not meant to be noticed and forgotten. They are meant to be activated intentionally. Writing 777 on a note and placing it near your mirror, in your wallet, or on your vision board becomes a quiet declaration that you are ready to receive from trust instead of fear. And when this number starts appearing repeatedly through clocks, receipts, or unexpected moments throughout your day, it can feel like confirmation from the universe itself. A reminder that your energy is aligning with something greater than old patterns. A reminder to stay open. Color carries energy too. Emerald green resonates deeply with healing, emotional openness, trust, and balance. When you bring emerald tones into your environment through clothing, candles, fabrics, or visualization, you gently teach your nervous system that it is safe to soften, safe to receive, and safe to stop chasing security through exhaustion alone. And then there is gold, long connected to prosperity, dignity, and divine worth. More than symbolism, gold reminds your spirit that abundance is not something you beg for. It is something you begin allowing yourself to hold naturally. Wearing gold, visualizing warm golden light during meditation, or simply keeping that color near you can subtly change the way you move through the world. It encourages calm confidence, clearer communication, and deeper trust in yourself and your path. This is not about surface-level transformation. It is about learning to communicate with your soul in a language deeper than words. When you intentionally choose your vibration through color, affirmations, and awareness, you stop waiting for outside proof that you are ready. You become the source of the energy you've been searching for. One simple ritual is wearing something green or gold while placing your hand over your heart and repeating 3 times, "I am worthy, I am chosen, I am ready." Then write down one area of your life where you are ready to move from scarcity into overflow, and beside it, write 777. Not from desperation, but as a reminder that you are already moving in alignment with something greater than fear. These practices are not magic tricks. They are reminders that your energy is one of the most valuable forms of currency you carry. And when that energy begins to rise, life starts responding differently, because you are no longer waiting for abundance to prove your worth. You are beginning to live as though your worth has already been established. And Libra, that is exactly what begins drawing miracles closer to you. Everything unfolding around May 26 and 27 has been preparing you for this shift, the moment where constant striving slowly softens into trust and receiving. You've been carrying more than financial pressure alone. Beneath the surface, there has also been emotional exhaustion, survival patterns, and the quiet belief that you always need to hold everything together on your own. But this season invites you into a different kind of freedom. Not the kind that appears because every outside problem disappears overnight, but the kind that begins when you stop fighting yourself every day. When Jupiter moves through your second house, it does more than open financial opportunities. It starts healing the deeper fears tied to worth, safety, and control. For years, you may have learned that rest had to be earned, and ease could never fully be trusted. Somewhere along the way, survival became more familiar than peace. But that pattern is not your truth. It is simply an old emotional blueprint shaped by fear instead of faith. And this is where the deeper transformation begins. Not through another exhausting cycle of proving yourself, but through softer questions like, what if I no longer needed to struggle in order to deserve support, love, or stability? This shift is less about external success and more about internal safety. Once your body begins feeling safe enough to relax, your relationship with abundance starts changing naturally. You stop reacting to life through panic, guilt, or emotional tension. Instead, you begin allowing yourself to receive and hold what is already trying to enter your life. Not because you finally earned it through suffering, but because your energy has started aligning with it. That is what divine timing truly feels like. Not frantic chasing, but the quiet realization that something meaningful is finally arriving. For a long time, it may have felt like walking through a dry landscape, searching for relief while carrying uncertainty alone. But now, the atmosphere begins changing. The ground beneath you softens. Life slowly shows signs that the emotional drought is ending. And even though peace can feel unfamiliar at first, this season is teaching you that ease is safe too. Because abundance is not only about having more, it is about allowing yourself to exist without guilt inside moments of calm, support, and emotional steadiness. It is about finally believing you are allowed to feel safe. As you move through this transition, create a small space in your home that reminds you of that truth. A candle, a coin, or a simple affirmation like, "I am already supported," can become an anchor for your nervous system and your spirit. You are not creating these rituals to beg the universe for blessings. You are creating them to remember that what is meant for you is already moving closer. And Libra, the truth is that you are not behind in life. You are not broken, and you were never meant to carry every burden alone. You are moving into alignment with something greater than fear, something that no longer asks you to constantly prove your worth in order to deserve peace. The real question now is whether you are ready to receive what's arriving without guilt attached to it. You do not need to become perfect before good things can enter your life. You only need the willingness to trust, soften, and believe that what is arriving is not payment for your pain, but a return to your deeper truth. And that is where the miracle begins. Everything you've experienced so far, the movement in the stars, the guidance through tarot, the emotional shifts happening quietly within you, has been preparing you for more than comfort. It has been preparing you for purpose. Because abundance is not simply the end of hardship, it is the beginning of living with greater intention, clarity, and emotional openness. The opportunities and stability moving toward you are not random. They are connected to every moment you chose hope, even when reassurance was nowhere in sight. Your struggles shaped wisdom inside you, not weakness. And now you carry something more valuable than material success alone. You carry compassion, perspective, and the ability to understand people without judgment. That is what makes your energy magnetic. It allows you to become like a lighthouse, steady, calm, and grounded. Not someone trying to save everyone, but someone whose presence naturally reminds others that healing is possible too. Every breakthrough, every lesson, and every moment you chose grace instead of bitterness became part of the light you now carry forward. Maybe your purpose looks like comforting someone who feels overwhelmed by fear around money or stability. Maybe it means creating something that reflects the balance and freedom you once needed yourself. Or maybe it simply means using your blessings intentionally, investing in what matters, and giving in ways that create healing instead of depletion. Purpose does not need to be loud to matter. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is live with enough honesty and peace that your presence alone gives others permission to do the same. And that deeper purpose is part of why the universe is placing these opportunities into your hands now. As your life begins reflecting the abundance you once imagined, you may feel called to give back. Honor that feeling, but give from fullness rather than guilt. You were never meant to hold tightly onto every blessing that arrives. You were meant to carry it with gratitude, wisdom, and care. And as you continue rising, Libra, other people will rise beside you too. Not because you rescue them, but because your presence reminds them they can find balance and healing within themselves. Let this next chapter of your life reflect your values, your peace, and the truth of who you are becoming. Let your success tell a story deeper than luck or endless hustle. Let it become evidence of healing, alignment, and the courage it took to keep showing up for yourself. You are proof that miracles exist, not only because blessings reached you, but because you became someone capable of receiving them with grace. If you've stayed with this message until now, then something inside you has already shifted. You did not just watch a video today. You remembered who you are beneath the exhaustion, scarcity, and pressure to always appear strong. And maybe the most important realization is this: you no longer need to wait for permission to step into the life your spirit has been asking for. May 26 and 27, 2026, carry the feeling of a sacred turning point. Jupiter continues opening your second house, activating the energy connected to wealth, worth, and emotional well-being. The Star and the Ace of Pentacles reflect renewal, grounded blessings, and new beginnings taking shape around you. Even the number 777 feels like confirmation that your struggles were seen and answered. Through the energy of emerald green and gold, your life is slowly rising to meet the frequency of the peace and abundance always meant for you. But remember this, Libra: you do not need to see the entire path before taking the next step. You only need enough trust to move forward, one breath at a time. So let this moment become real for you. Write it down, speak it aloud, anchor it by commenting 777. I welcome balance, abundance, and everything aligned for me. Don't let this become another message lost in the scroll. Let it become the moment your voice joins the future already unfolding around you. And if something inside you feels lighter or more open after hearing this, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone else who may need this reminder too. Every action helps spread the energy of healing, trust, and emotional restoration outward into the world. And before we leave this moment together, remember this, Libra: you are the one capable of changing the emotional and financial story carried through your lineage. The struggles you survived were not punishments, they were preparation. Your breakthrough is no longer somewhere far ahead of you. It has already begun.